Hi everyone.
Hi.
Today we are making one of my new favourite things to eat.
Dan is obsessed. So it's a weekly tradition in our house now that you make your own nut butter.
Yes, so it's mainly almond butter, but we put a few different things in it to kind of make it taste delicious.
Yeah, now you do need like a pretty good blender, like a high powered or high speed blender to get it like as smooth as we like to have it. If you don't have that, we do have some suggestions of other nut butters that we really like. I love coconut butter, which is like coconut puree, I guess. It's different to coconut oil. So it's more like a nut butter consistency, but it's just pure coconut. I really like this Artisana one that we get from iHerb, but you can also buy it in little sachets, which Dan likes to have for taking to work. We really like the Noya brand nut butter as well. This one is hazelnut and cashew. So these ones are just kind of just nuts blended up. But
in the recipe link below, there's a whole list in the top of that before you get to the recipe of all the ones we like. But these are just some of our favourites.
Yes. Now these ones are sweetened and flavoured, and they're like
delicious.
Super delicious. So these are the perfect keto nut butters. They have quite a few flavours. I mean, we really like them because they have super clean ingredients. So even though they're sweetened and flavoured, you know that they're using good ingredients. But there's that chocolate hazelnut, which is basically Nutella.
I like the snickerdoodle one. There's none of that left.
Snickerdoodle's like a cinnamony one. There's an almond butter and jelly, so they don't use any peanuts or anything, which is good, and keto-friendly sweeteners and MCT oil and stuff in them. So if you're looking for like a super delicious nut butter option, these are our favourite. But over to Dan, who's going to be making her nut butter today.
So I like the flavour of the nuts being roasted. And it also helps with bringing the consistency together if they're hot. So first off, we've got 200 grams of almonds here sitting on our tray. I'm going to pop those in the oven for 5 minutes, and then we're going to add the next lot of nuts, which is some pecans and some coconut, desiccated coconut or flaked coconut, whatever. It doesn't really matter what type of coconut you put in it. We just had some desiccated coconut, so that's what we'll use. There's 75 grams of the coconut and 150 grams of the pecans. So
yeah, so we're using almonds, coconut, pecans, but I mean you could use any nuts that you like walnuts, hazelnuts, Brazil nuts. Anything would work and be delicious. This is just the flavour combination that we like because we really like pecans. And coconut gives it a little bit of sweetness probably. And we're also going to put in some cinnamon and a little bit of salt.
So first off, roast the almonds for 5 minutes. Okay, so the almonds have been in for 5 minutes. They really don't change a lot in colour or anything, as you can see, but you can smell them, right? You can smell the kind of toasted almond smell. So now on the other side, I'll put the pecans and the coconut. I will say I'll normally just have it all spread out. Erica's been very organised here. And now this goes back in the oven for another 8 to 10 minutes. I usually just do 8. The coconut will brown, that's fine. You just don't want it to kind of burn. But I find 8 minutes in our oven works perfectly.
Yeah, we got quite a hot oven.
Yeah, so I'm going to pop it in for another 8 minutes and then we'll show you what we do next. Okay, so that was 8 minutes. That's the maximum I would probably go. And now you just want to pop these in your blender. Still, you want the nuts to be hot because that is kind of what helps it kind of break the oil down and turn it into nut butter.
Smells really good in here. It's so toasty, coconutty. Oh gosh, really?
Erica doesn't trust me.
Look at you go. And so we're also going to put, a teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I mean, this is completely optional, but it gives it a yummy flavour.
Okay, so now the blending part. Erica mentioned you need a high-speed blender. We've recently got a Thermomix, so the timing is going to depend on the strength of your blender, but I will blend it for a little bit and show you that it needs to go further.
Yeah, because it'll kind of go into like a meal first, like almond meal, and then you just got to keep going. It seems like it's not going to come together. Like we used to make it in our blender. You don't need a Thermomix.
Yeah. And it probably took 4 or 5 minutes in our normal blender to get it to the consistency, but you just have to go off your blender. So let's blend this for a bit. So you want the consistency to be like that almondy, it looks like almond meal, like dark almond meal because we roasted the nuts. You keep going. This will not be very pleasant to eat. So that's the consistency that you want it to be. It now looks like a kind of chunky nut butter. If you want to make it smoother than what we've got it, you can try to keep going, but I am very happy with it at this consistency. We've had a couple of people ask, how do I eat it? This is how I eat it normally. And at the moment, it's been like my after dinner. We're not eating sweeteners or dairy or anything at the moment again. And so this has been something that I enjoy. I have 1 spoonful of this after dinner. I get a little sweet hit from the nuts and I'm happy. Mm-hmm. We've also eaten it on our chia pudding.
Yeah, sometimes I put a little dollop on a chia pudding.
If we're eating yogurt or anything like that, we might put a little bit in there, but usually it's just a spoon.
And for anyone who has a Thermomix, Dan did this on speed 6 for about 45 seconds, was it?
Yeah. Still warm. It kind of changes the consistency a little bit as it cools as well.
I've seen recipes where they add oil to it, so you could add kind of coconut oil or something to make it like a smoother consistency, but we kind of like it like this. And some oil does come out of the nuts naturally anyway.
And the thing we like about making our own nut butter is we have control of the ingredients. This is where I would normally store it. This has got some from my last batch, and it lasts between 1 to 2 weeks depending on my mood.
But it keeps for ages.
Yeah.
It keeps for ages. That just means how long
lasts
you
for
to
me.
eat it.
Yeah.
You didn't tell us how it tastes.
It tastes delicious. It tastes like really good, clean almond butter. I like it a lot. I don't like the word treat, but it's my sweetness when I'm not eating sweetener.
Definitely give this recipe a try. I think you'll be surprised how easy it is to make your own.
I do it, guys, so it's easy.
If not, check out some of those awesome options that you can buy in the supermarket and online. Just be aware you're obviously paying for the privilege of them blending up nuts for you. But yeah, definitely give this a go. We'll link the full recipe in the description below. And yeah, we'll have all the links to the nut butters we talked about as well.
As always, please guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because now we're aiming for 8K. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.